Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Farhan, aka Alpha Tryon, but you can call me Alpha. I am a Canadian game lover from Toronto, and since I grew up in the 80s and 90s, I have a certain love for retro games. I decided to stream on Twitch for a few reasons. Firstly, it was to raise funds for my local children's hospital, Sick Kids, the Hospital for Sick Children. I'm proud to say that I've been able to raise over $20,000 US for them with my annual gaming marathon via Extra Life. Also, I wanted to raise awareness of the neurological disorder which I'm dealing with, multiple sclerosis. MS is currently affecting my dominant arm and hand. They are both weakened and my fingertips have a very limited sense of touch. This affects my gaming ability directly, as it's hard to feel the buttons, accurately move or click the thumbstick, or even use a mouse. Don't get me started on how I have to type for a living as a developer. I have a bad habit of not finishing my games, so I'm hoping that streaming regularly will help me in this area. Finally, I wanted to have a relaxed place for people to come hang out and chat about whatever. My only rules are be nice and no spoilers. Backseat gaming is definitely allowed and encouraged. Come follow me on my journey to go through my huge backlog of games while I try to overcome my minor disability with the controls. And if you can, please donate to my Extra Life campaign as it's hashtag for the kids. Let's get to gaming. Voice mod being a jerk. What's going on? Just visual sexiness? Where? Yeah, I had tested it before, but while I went away to make Finn's bottle, voice mod decided to change its settings by itself. Yo! 28 months! Thank you so much, Rich. Welcome in.
Yo-ooh.
Did that just say yo-ooh? Ah, yes, the CRT. I should turn that on with something in the background at some point. But in the view that we're going to be for most of the stream, you probably won't see it. We got some Secret of Mana music too. Hello, my name is Alpha Tryon, and I am your host today. And it's going to be every Tuesday from now. Cross his fingers. And Scoop Jessica's in the house too. Hello, welcome in.
Stranger.
Welcome, stranger. I'm going to be doing Tuesday night streams again. Just Tuesdays. I'm not coming back to Sundays yet. But I got to knock out some of these donor requests that I owe. Speaking of things I owe, Alfa Owes. Check this out. If it works. Is it not going to work? Not going to work. Amazing. It worked last time, I swear. Whoa. Oh, everything's really delayed.
What are you doing? Get away! Sayonara, sucker!
Wow. That was a lot. Okay. Everything is really delayed. Yeah, that's my life. That's just how things go. I don't even know where the prediction went. I thought it was on screen. Let's go over here. Let me try Alfa Owes again. There it is. Nope, that's not it. That's something else. We have the same shirt? My sister-in-law sent this from Japan. Is that yours? No. Yours wouldn't be this large. There we go. This is working now. As you can see, I owe at least 12 game requests, 10 music production streams, 6 coding streams, and 5 TikTok dances. So today I'm going to try to knock out one of those coding streams. And I did a poll on all the socials, and Yeah, clear that backlight. That's what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm getting back to these Tuesday streams. That intro goes on for a while. I know. I was having too fun when I made that. Yeah, so I'm going to try to knock out some of this backlog. I'm not going to do like my, every other week play the game I'm playing, like say Shenmue or whatever. I'm going to try to knock some of these out and then hopefully get back to some actual gaming. Or, games that I want to finish, not just donor requests. TikTok dances for the kids, exactly. I was actually looking up some TikTok dances the other day, and I'm like, some of these are pretty advanced. I gotta really practice. So I gotta decide on which ones I'm gonna do, and then I gotta practice them one by one. So today, after all those polls that I did across all the socials, it turns out there was a tie. A lot of people were interested in Ben's tutorial for GameMaker Studio, and just as evenly, everyone was interested in OBS scripting for streams like Twitch and stuff like that. So today, because I didn't really have time to set up my GameMaker or update it or anything like that, I thought maybe we'll look at some OBS stuff and how I do things in Streamer.bot. So maybe that's fun. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I have a prediction up. Will everything break today? Because, it's been a while since I streamed. So use your alpha points and predict. Dancing with Tide Pods. Yeah, I'll juggle Tide Pods and spin around, catch one in my mouth, hopefully not swallow. Yeah. Clear scroll. All right. Maybe later on we'll do some show and tell. I got a new webcam and you can see more mess on the ground here. You see how it like auto moved? It can like, wait, does this work? It's supposed to like, oh, maybe because my hand's wearing a glove. Hold on. Is it doing anything? Amazing. So everything's broken already. Whatever. Forget that webcam. But you can see more mess on the ground now because of that cam. You saw it? It moved? Okay. Yeah, that's supposed to help with the TikTok dances, right? So if I'm like dancing around, it'll like follow me or whatever. I don't have any plan. I just installed a blank version of OBS, like vanilla, and then a blank version of Streamer.bot, which is this thing I use to do my scripting. So we can play with that. Is there anything else? If things are going really well, I'll do this month in really retro. But otherwise, we'll just keep it to the coding. What is this? Big Bot Audio Drop. That sounds like a fun game. So this is an Extra Life donor request stream. That means I got the Extra Life things going on. Like you could make me do the jelly bellies or make me drink something gross or tequila with Tabasco, which is sometimes gross depending on my mood. I did have a sore throat today, so maybe it'll be extra burny, but we'll see how it goes. Dig through some more anime CDs. Yeah, maybe we'll do some of that. But let's get into it right now. Let's see how it goes. What do I do here? What button do I press? I remembered what button to press. Awesome. Okay. This is okay. So my second monitor, I've shrunk the resolution down to 1600 by 900, just so it'll be easier for you to read stuff on my screen. So everything's going to look tiny. So here we go. First things first, you need OBS. I'll suggest going to obsproject.com. Hit the download button. It's up here at the top here. Download the zip. Don't download the installer, because if you download the zip, you could install OBS in a way where you could have multiple versions of OBS on at the same time, kind of like what I'm doing right now. And you can actually turn your installation, even if you just do one, you could turn your installation to portable mode, which means you have your folder, your OBS folder, all your plugins, all your settings, all your config, and then you can just put that folder on a zip file and take it to your other computer, and then you'll have the exact same setup or whatever. That's pretty cool. Let's get some music on this scene. If I press the right button there. There we go. Takes notes. Yeah, take some notes. Also, the VOD will be up, and I'll try to put this up on YouTube at some point. Work on our abs. Hype, hype, hype. So yeah, that's the first thing you do. I've already installed it. Also, if you want to do the scripting that I do, or use the tool that I do, go to Streamer.bot, click the download button, and download this zip file. You can install this anywhere. For this session, I put them in a folder just called OBS Toots. There you go. Like this, I have OBS Studio and I have Streamer.bot. And I just brought out the shortcuts to the root folder just so it's easier for me to find. So that's the basics. That is done. You are done. You're good now. .bot is a legit domain. So yeah. There's so many new top-level domains in the last 5 to 10 years. I think even like .pizza is one. You know, I don't know. There's a lot. They're all expensive though. All right, so we got this stuff installed. Let's take a look at OBS. This is OBS. This is not how it looks when you load it up the first time. I just move things around so you can see things better. I've muted the audio here because I'm doing everything from my OBS. But yeah, first thing you do is you go into settings, and then you go to stream, and then you log into Twitch, and it takes your stream key so you can broadcast to Twitch. And then you can change all your settings here. Your settings are whatever you want. For this OBS, I have it set to 720p, again, just so it fits nicely. Not the best, but it still fits nicely. I'm streaming right now to you at 1080p, 60 frames per second. If my computer can handle it. Like that's what my settings are, but like if my computer's chugging, it'll log down to like 30. This would be helpful for a lot of folks. Yeah, I think you're right. Because I see like a lot of great streamers out there, and they could be doing more with their setup and stuff. Yeah. .pizza. Yeah, I know, right? Oh yeah, Rich just saw an early preview of the new Ninja Turtles movie, and he said it was amazing. So I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna take a sip of my drink. Yeah, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, I have a whole bunch of incentives. So feel free to tell your friends. I am raising funds for sick kids. We're only at $335. Of course, I took a huge break when my son was born, so I didn't get to do any fundraising and stuff like that. And I pretty much fell off the face of all the socials, so I'm going to need help to get my social clout back up and raise some funds for the kids. All right. So yeah. OBS consists of scenes, and each scene has a bunch of sources. So like right now, I'm in I call this scene main because this is where I do my main gaming. It has me, it has my goals, my chat, stuff at the top of the like header, footer, and then the main content in the middle, 16:9 content. So an LED just moved on my webcam again. I don't know if my cam moved or whatever, but yeah. Streamer paternity leave, exactly, that's what that was. Timmy's. Cheers. What's everyone snacking on? All right, so very simple. I'll try to see if I can do this. I have my second webcam connected. Let's see if it works still. I'm in sources here. Just gonna right click. There's also buttons down here. I usually hide these buttons to save room. Do I hide the buttons from here? Move down? No. Okay. But you can. Yeah, the docks are here, and then you can change all kinds of stuff here. View. Source icons. Oh no, that's something else. Source toolbar. Nope, that's something. This is what I want. Scene source list buttons. Boom, they're gone. So now I have more room there. Let's add a webcam. So it gives you a bunch of types that you can use here. I'm going like super basic for anyone that's on YouTube right now. Sickness ice cream? Wait, what? Just ate some of anti-sickness ice cream. What is sickness ice cream? Ah, yes, that's what you brought her. What kind of ice cream was it again? So let's say, I'm gonna say media source? No, video capture device. Hey Saul, welcome in, sir. 5-minute stream with ChatGPT. No, thank you. I haven't really I touched that once just to see like what the output would be, and it was like sort of okay. The free version, ChatGPT. So I'll say video capture tool. I'll just say old webcam. And then it has a list of what your registered capture devices are automatically. I didn't do anything in OBS. It just knew. But this is my old one. And let's see if it turns on. Oh, we gotta set all this stuff. That's custom. Set it to 720. Look at that. I'll make it 30 to force it. And then there's all these other settings here. There we go. So I'm here twice now. So usually, this is a tip. This is a pro tip here, guys. Oh, I was about to tell Jessica to settle down, but then I realized she's talking about Ben and Jerry's. Lock this here in place so it'll always be here. So this is just called scene. I'm going to rename it to cam. I'm going to use caps. Cam. There you go. I'm going to use this in another scene. And so that's what's called a nested scene. So I'm going to right click, add a new scene. So we'll just call this main. This will be the main scene. Boom. And then you could rearrange just by dragging and dropping. Now, guess what? I can add a scene. So I can add cam into this scene. So now it's nested, but now I can do things to it. Like, resize it, move it around, add filters, and do whatever I want, really. Crop it, and then cam stays the same. So if I want to have my cam but set up differently in different scenes, I can do that, but just using the same base cam scene. That's called nested scenes. Scenes within scenes within scenes. It's scenes all the way down. So let's do something with this. If you hit Control E, I guess Command E if you're on a Mac, you can you get to the transform. Otherwise, you can right click and go to transform, edit transform, and all the shortcuts are right there for you. I hope the fonts are okay in this view. I know maybe for phone users it'll be harder to see, but we'll see how it goes. Shouldn't Kaimega be here? Kaimega has family over, so he won't be in here. You didn't know about nested scenes? Oh yeah, dude, trust me. There you go. Like now you can already. I know you are already thinking of ideas because I know how you are. You're already thinking of what the power of nested scenes. You're already thinking about that. I'm getting a note saying there's going to be an ad in about 2 minutes. I won't talk during the ad. Maybe we'll play some words on stream like we used to back in the day, just so people don't miss out on the sweet hot tips. So here we can do position, rotation, size, and then alignment. Alignment gets kind of weird because like you can put your sources in a folder, like it says group items. OBS treats folders a little weird, so I won't suggest using folders right away until you actually learn how they work. I still haven't mastered them myself, so I'm not going to teach them today. Maybe because I owe 6 coding streams. Maybe like the 6th one we'll come back to this and check that out. But here, let's crop a bit. You can, if this lock icon is not enabled, you can just hold Alt and crop it with the mouse, which is a relatively new feature. Also, by the way, the people that make OBS are awesome, and there's the people that make a whole bunch of what's it called, plugins for OBS. Those people are even more awesome. It's just so cool, the stuff that they do. And I'm not gonna I might not get into plugins today, but there's some cool stuff out there. Maybe I'll show off some plugins that I have installed on my other OBS instance. So there you go. I could have used these to like really, if I'm really anal about the pixels, the dimensions, I can like just dial in the numbers here, but holding Alt is fine as well. I'm gonna lock that, and then the guides go away. And there you go. That was lesson 1. We'll break for some words on stream. How about that?
How about that? Gonna be pretty lurky. Yeah. Go do your thing. Y'all are allowed to lurk while I do my thing. All scenes will now play Daikatana. Nice. Let's see. All right. Do I remember how to do words on stream? That's a question. Did we used to do it in this view? I think we did. Oh. All right, let's play this game. Boom. I can't press anything until that lock is gone, but y'all can start typing stuff. Nice. Oh, cool. There's an ad thing in the chat that I can see now. It says only visible to me, but it's cool that I can see that now. Oh, Tart's already on there. Ooh, good one. I can't think of any words right now. Uh-oh. Well, at least we beat level 1. Tact. Oh, duh. Rot. Good one. Ben's name is not showing up on stream, by the way. Is his name too long to fit or something? I've never seen that before. Good job, y'all. Rich in the lead. What else is new? Too famous, yeah. Ben. Oh, good word. Latent. Lent. Nice. Made it to level 2. Someone say teal already? Oh yeah, Rich did. Ads are over. And this level is almost done. Oh, no one said tent yet? Oh, we skipped 3 levels, y'all. All right, good job. Let's see. Maybe we'll come back to this after. I think I had a button for words on stream. What happens when I press this? Nope. What about this? Oh yeah, oh my god. I had a button on my my MIDI controller. Oh, that's so fun. Yay, I could press this all day. All right. Let's get back to it. We tied, did we? Nice. You're still in the lead overall. All right. So, we have a cam on here. We could add a whole bunch of other things like, let's say a color source. Just for fun. Let's go color source. You can name it whatever. Color source. That's a good name. No, it's not. And then, yeah, pick a color. Go with this. See, what's a good one? Let's go with this. This blue is nice. And then you could just, you could either choose the width and height here or not. There we go. So we have this box. And we could actually put this in the background. So you know how if you've ever used like Photoshop and stuff, there's layers. Whatever you put on the bottom, like underneath on the list, last on the list will be lower in terms of layers. Right. So we do something like that. And now let's do something with it. Let's go over to Streamer.bot. This is Streamer.bot. Color with a U, yeah. Color source. This is an American program, so apologies. Okay. A lot of people are scared about coding. Like, they think it's too much. But when a program does the coding for you, it's more like scripting. But then you're thinking of a program, you got to learn this whole program. And like, look, I open this up and there's all these tabs. That's a lot of tabs, right? So you could feel overwhelmed. But don't worry. You don't have to use all the tabs, right? You just use whatever you feel comfortable using. So the first thing you do when you get Streamer.bot, and again, you just unzip the file and run it. Done. I always like to go through tabs backwards. So I go to About, and then work my way back. That's just what I've always done with every app that I've ever had on Windows or whatever. So this just gives you some information. Here are some settings. One thing to do would be, let's see. You can actually go into the Streamer.bot website and sign in there, and you could do cool things with there. You could like use WebSockets to do things on the site, and it will control stuff on your Streamer.bot, which will in turn do things in your OBS instance, which is cool as heck. But again, advanced, we don't have to. This is enabling stuff that isn't officially out for Streamer.bot yet. Groups I don't even use. This watcher thing is like if you have settings or something, and then a file gets saved, it'll watch for that file, and if there's a change, it'll run an action based on whatever you've told it to do. I don't really use this yet, but I will be using that soon. And then timed actions. This is you know how like my A3 bot will randomly say, hey, like it just said, 35 extra life donation. While the stream is on, we'll get Alpha to do a shot of tequila with Tabasco sauce. Ugh. So that's, you just do something like add, and then you name it, and then you give it an action. Actions are all the way here near the beginning, so we will get to actions. Basically anything, any event that happens can have an action applied to it, and an action is just a series of things, series of actions that can be performed, like move the webcam over, or get your bot to say a message, or make a number go up. There's a lot there. That's pretty much the bulk of what you'll be using Streamer.bot for is the actions. So maybe we'll do a timed action later as an example. This is at the end of your stream. If everyone is, this is something I've been wanting to add to my stream for quite a while now. I just haven't had time to do it. For anyone that follows tier subs, like anything that they do, even donate or whatever, you can add them to a credits file. And then when you put your thank you scene at the end, it can, it could roll credits and list everyone that has cheered and stuff like that. So pretty cool. Pyramids is just like an old Twitch thing. Used to, viewer says what action? Yeah, there you go. Rich nailed it. That's exactly it. Yeah, did that work? Did the Skeletor thing work? It's been a while. You can also do what? What? Oh, there you go. I saw Skeletor. Yeah, pyramids was just an old Twitch thing. It's like before my time on Twitch. If you somehow made a pyramid with emotes, an action would occur. I don't know why that was ever a thing. Then there's quotes. If you want to add quotes, if let's say someone says something that could be taken erotically or a dirty thing that I said but didn't mean to say, you can add it to quotes. Like you could say exclamation quote and then whatever I said and then add it to this list of quotes and then out of context stuff. And then you could do like quotes and then the bot will show you a random quote or something like that. Or you could use this however you want, like whatever. It doesn't have to be quotes. It could be something else. It could be, I don't know, ingredients for Zelda food or something like that. It'll just tell you ingredients. I don't know. What is this music? I don't have my thing up. Sub counter if you want to count the subs. So you see how I have just underneath me over here on the main screen, not the other OBS. I have my subs goal. I can actually, instead of using stream, because the stuff I'm using right now is from Stream Elements, I do want to transfer it over to Streamer.bot because eventually I just want to not use Stream Elements at all because I could do everything in Streamer.bot, right? I'd rather have everything in one place because every time I need to change something in Stream Elements, I got to go log in to Stream Elements, have another browser tab open, and I already have enough browser tabs open, so don't need more of that. So yeah, you could do that in here, and then I could just build out my own little bar that animates and whatever. Again, you don't have to use any of this, right? This is only if you want to. And then this is even more advanced. You could use a different, because when you actually do actual coding in Streamer.bot, it's using C#. So you could even point to a different C# compiler if you want. That's always been an option in C-type programming languages. Servers and clients, you don't really need to worry about this to start. If you do have multiple C#, it does the job. It does the job. If you have multiple instances of Streamer.bot and OBS, you might want to change these settings if you're doing WebSocket stuff between all of them. But we won't touch that today. Hotkeys. This is something I want to start doing now too because I'm running out of buttons on my MIDI controller. And my Stream Deck is it's like the really old one. They don't even sell it anymore. It only has 6 buttons on it. So I want to start adding hotkeys or implementing another MIDI controller or something that I have and get some more automation out of it. And then I could hit buttons like
that was easy.
Things like that. Voice control, something I never use, but apparently you can use voice control and turn things up and down or whatever. Just you could launch your actions with voice controls. I haven't seen it. Used. Like I haven't seen anyone on Twitch use it. I haven't seen any YouTube videos on it or anything. My deck, my deck does not have a shift key, but my MIDI controller does, and I already use that as well. I see my webcam flickering, so I'm gonna go into the cam over here. I'm gonna hit properties and go into configure video. It brings up this. Do you see this? Yeah, you do. It says Powerline anti-flicker 60, but it should work. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter because it's not really focus here. Let's get back to. Also, let me know if I'm speaking too fast. I did not take my ADHD meds today because I was feeling sick. So I might start to rant or go on a tangent or just start talking too fast. So MIDI, I'll show you my MIDI on my version of Streamer.bot. MIDI. So this is my instance. Range. Oh, man, my window's really big. So I have a tractor control. Let me see if I can show it to you. It's right here. This is some DJs use this. Oh, my thing moved. I'll wait for it to come back. There you go. So some DJs use this to tweak the knobs, as you've seen them do, and you're like, what are they doing? They're just tweaking knobs. Anyways, they're doing stuff like this, and so even these knobs, like I can push them down. Not these ones, but these four over here. I could turn them down, and these ones turn continuously. These ones just go. They have limits, min and max limits. And then if you hold Shift, it basically everything has another layer. Just like, you know, all your keys on your keyboard. If you hold Shift and press K, you get a capital K instead of lowercase. Same kind of deal here. So you can get as creative as you want when you're using MIDI, as long as you remember what every button does. I tend to forget, especially if you haven't streamed in 4 months. So I'm gonna press. See, like I forgot about this. Oh, that doesn't even work here. Anyways, so F that. No, let's press this one. Nothing. Nothing.
That was easy.
Okay, so the that was easy button still works. I used to have like sound effects. Wait, hold on, let's see. Oh, there you go. That's the elevator music. Wii Shop music. Nothing. Did I have multiple music going on? I feel like something changed. Anyways, let's go back. So on my stream deck, I've set it up so if I switch from my cam scene to my main scene, the music fades out. But like, since we're not playing a game, I want the music back in. So I set it up so if I hit Shift and FX1, the music fades back in. Ah! I've been attacked. I don't know. I made that one time and I was like, I don't know when I'll use it, but I thought it was silly and fun. Oh yeah, so you pretty much go add, and then you could add whatever MIDI controller you have hooked up to your computer. And then when you click it down here, it's like it doesn't show all the knobs. It just shows all the knobs that you've given actions to. So if you look at FX knob 1, if I go to edit, you'll see the action is MIDI FX knobs. I did this thing where the FX knobs, which was the 8 knobs at the top, there's one file that controls all of them. Basically, so depending if you turn it left or right, and which one, and if you're holding Shift, all of that stuff is done in one file, which I'll show you later. No, that's, you know, there's a game called Snatcher. At the intro of Snatcher, it's you're I guess you're scratching a Snatcher and then there's Snatcher guts inside. I don't know. I didn't make the game. Integrations. This is when you want to hook things up, like Streamlabs or Stream Elements. I have my voice mod hooked up here, so you would log into your voice mod account. If you go to my Twitch page right now in the about, there's like a voice mod control panel, and then if I use a few bits, you can change my voice and stuff like that. Also, donor drive. If you do things like Extra Life, you could do a bunch of stuff here, add events and actions as well. I use Pulsoid for my, I don't know if you remember, I had like a heart rate monitor thing going on at one point. It looked like the Code Veronica health screen, like it had the heartbeat and whatever. Depending on how fast my heart was beating, it would say like danger, caution, normal, or whatever. That script got deleted, so I need to re-add that. So maybe one stream we could do that together. My heart rate monitor is over there somewhere. It needs to be charged. Hype rate is another type of heart rate monitor thing, and I don't know a lot of these. This is where you log into your Streamer.bot stuff. They have integrations with Coffee, I call it Ko-Fi, Patreon, Shopify, and then this is where you would log in. Yeah, that was neat, right? I thought that was cool. Did I use that during Alien Isolation? I don't even remember anymore. And recently they added Stream Deck into here, so you could even have the Stream Deck control Streamer.bot or the Streamer.bot control Steam Deck. I haven't really gotten into this yet because this was relatively new, just before Finn was born, or just after Finn was born. Stream apps. This is all of your streaming software. So if you see here, I hit add and then I called it Coding Stream OBS. Here, I'm gonna hit add. This is where you would put your OBS instance. The reason why there's a difference between version 4 and 5 is because 5, which is relatively new, I guess it's not new anymore. It was a major update, hence the version change from 4 to 5. The way they do WebSockets, which is how everything is controlled remotely, was changed dramatically. So they needed to have a separation here. So make sure you pick the right version. Most likely it'll be 5. And then you would set up your WebSocket stuff here. If you need to know where to get your WebSocket information in OBS, you go to OBS, you go Tools, and it's right here, WebSocket Server Settings. It'll have all your information here. Very simple. WebSockets are very powerful. If you've never heard of them, that's how a lot of things get done. At the end of Alien, yeah, another horror game. Maybe Code Veronica, unless it was one of those puzzle horror games. Let's see what else. Don't worry, we'll get to the good stuff later. So Streamlabs is another fork of OBS. They took OBS and changed it illegally, kind of. And I've never heard of Polypop. I guess that's new. But OBS is the one you want to be on. You have more control over everything, and it's more compatible with all the plugins and stuff out there. I used to do scripting with this thing called Leorin board, which is now called Sammy. There was a whole drama about that, but all that stuff wasn't compatible with the Streamlabs one. It was only compatible with OBS. I was like, I picked the right one, because a lot of people were trying to get me to use Streamlabs, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. And it turns out the Streamlabs people are kind of jerks. So now look, we got tabs within tabs within tabs. We were talking about nested scenes. Again, this could be overwhelming, but you don't have to use any of it if you don't want. Just look at it, see what your options are, right? And then when you go to bed, or when you're taking a shower, you're going for a run, maybe some random ideas will pop into your head and be like, oh, there was this cheers tab. I have an idea of if someone cheers 69 bits, it'll show a GIF of Bill and Ted saying 69 dudes, which is something I've been wanting to do for quite a while and I haven't done yet. But maybe we'll add that next time or something, or maybe we'll add that today if we have time. Yeah, Streamlabs, yeah, they did some shady stuff. Their web overlay stuff is pretty good. Like, you don't need to use Streamlabs to use their web overlay stuff. But it's pretty good. It's pretty customizable. Let's see. So this is where a lot of stuff is. Let's start with here. You could pick between Twitch and YouTube. You could actually have them both set up. I don't know if they both run at the same time. I'm sure they do, but I've never tried it. So in Twitch, you got the events tab. You got channel point rewards. Since I've logged in to my Streamer.bot, all my channel point reward stuff shows up here. As you can see, attack, snatcher, scratch is here. If I edit it, I can change the name. I could change how many alpha points it counts. I can even change the color and the cooldown and stuff like that. Yeah, there you go. Right? Yeah, we could do anything like that. There's even like cooldown timer stuff, actions we can add. There's all kinds of stuff like here, and also in the Pokemon game, like I have to make it so it only works if there's a Pokemon on screen, right? So then there's actions where I can actually automatically pause this after a Pokemon has run away or been captured, right? So a lot of options available to you. It's pretty cool. Now the reason why a bunch of these are purple is because I made these what are they called? Channel point rewards. I made these in the Twitch UI. It's better if you are using Streamer.bot to use to make it in here, because then you have more control. For some reason, there's like a permissions thing, so I can't do everything I need to. Let's say I want to mess around with posture check. I think I'm blocked from doing some things. Yeah, see how it's all grayed out here? You see that? Yeah. I don't have the permissions to change that. I have to actually log into Twitch and do it from there. So at some point, I'm actually gonna migrate all that stuff over into here. What else about this channel point rewards? The only thing you can't do in here is add the stuff. Here, hold on. Let's see. Let's load the chat. Docs. Twitch. That's no. Chat. Here you go. Nope. There. Nope. Nope. You know what? Let's just put it here. Oh man, that's huge. If I hit this, started. Yeah. So you know what? Let's pop it out. It's too small there. So they all show up here, but like these little icons and stuff, like I can't add them or change them from Streamer.bot. You have to upload them to Twitch from the Twitch UI, Twitch settings. Yeah.
Wow.
What else? Polls, you can even add polls here, and then you can, once you create a poll, what's the action going to be? And then when someone votes, what's the action going to be? When the poll ends, what's the action going to be? When you terminate the poll before the time runs out, what's the action going to be? Right? So you have a lot of control here. You just go add, and then you could add from 2 to 5 poll options. Add the question here. And then add the choices here will show up once I add, let's say ASDF, it'll show up here. And then you say how many seconds, and you could even say if it costs channel points to vote, if you want, if you're feeling evil. Predictions is the same thing, pretty much the same thing. I did this today. Will everything break today? And you can see it above the blue box here. Will everything break today? So basically exactly same thing. Name the prediction, outcomes, and the time. But this stuff isn't here because I did it from my main Streamer.bot instance. I'll show it to you. There you go. So I have this, it says stream up widgets, min and prediction, create icon. So someone had already made these for me. And so this was these were what the actions were named. Stream up. Check out the website Stream Up. I'll put these links up later to show you how to get good plugins, good tutorials, and things like that. That will really help. This prediction thing is from Stream Up. Like even like the frosted. Can you see like where it says "You Bet"? The background's a little frosted. Like even that stuff came from the Stream Up people. They're making amazing plugins, and not only that, they're seeing what plugins are out there and using them really wisely in really cool ways. It's been a while since I've seen that. It's been a long time since I've seen that. So here, let's do the prediction. We've been going okay so far. So I can right click this now. Let's see if this works because I haven't tested this in a while. We can resolve, and nothing has broken yet. So we'll say, nah, he fluked. So I fluked it, right? Nothing broke, and the prediction's over, right? Yeah, prediction's over. So I'll say, nah, he fluked it, and then in the chat it says prediction results is nah, he'll fluke it, and then you saw a little bit of animation in my widget up there, and then it goes away. And then I can actually go into chat. Was this like Comic Zone music? Let's open that doc again. Chat. So it does this thing with the banner. And I think if I go in here, oh no, you do it here. I can either dismiss, see details, and then where is it? View request queue. No. There's a way to maybe I have to make this bigger. Oh, here. Click that. No? I might have to do it from Twitch. Namava, welcome in. I will take a sip. It's been a while since I've done these predictions. I think I have to go into the actual Twitch dashboard. Do I have a Twitch dashboard going? I do. Let's see. Predictions. Oh yeah, you click manage predictions and then you go to summary. Oh, no one voted for that, so that's why. Y'all thought I was things were gonna break. But if people did vote for the other one, I would have been able to award the points to the people that voted correctly. Score. How you doing, Namava? We're just doing some tutorials on how to make your stream a little bit more fun. More interactive, more you. Like customize it to whatever you want. It doesn't even have to be fun. It could be more boring if you want. I don't know what to do with this. Let's leave this here. You know what? I'll close it. Let's go back to. I'm showing off Streamer.bot. Is this one mine? Yeah, this one's mine. Let's move this off the screen. We'll go back to this. Is a good one? Yeah. So after that, there's also accounts. You can log in your account. You'd have to do this to make it work. And then if you want, you can log in a bot account, like my A3 bot that just said to get notifications for when Alpha goes live, blah, blah, blah. You could log them in here as well. Harmon's opening something back there. I don't know what that is. Let's go back here to events. There's a lot of stuff here because there's a lot of events. When someone follows you, when someone whispers at you, when every chat message that comes in, you can add actions to all of that stuff. To timing Tim. When there's an announcement, when I've received a shout out from some other streamer, this first words is how I use the welcome in stuff. When it says welcome, or when the Honda shows up every time Rich says his first words. This is where I do that. Present viewers, some people have this. I think Scoop Joey does this, right? When it shows how many viewers, it'll be on the stream itself. Like let's say there's 17 people watching, and it'll update. You can set how often you want that to update. And this add run, add mid roll, sometimes it'll have an announcement saying there's going to be an ad. I don't know if that works for you, but it works for me. And I've set it where I have this other thing that it's like a speech to text engine that says, hey, there's going to be an ad soon. Only I could hear it in my headphones, so I know, I'm aware, just in case I wasn't looking at the timer over here. Then there's moderation. This is fun, if someone gets banned or users timed out. If you want things to happen you can do that. Even if it's just logging it to a file, or you get a notification that only you could hear, or you could say tell the other mods that a message has been deleted or something like that. Yeah, see, it's because of the timing, right? If it's every 5 minutes, let's say you just got raided, but the timer just went off before you got raided, it'll still say like 9 people, but then you got raided by 50 people. It'll say 9 for like a long time, right? And then those 50 people will slowly drop off like they normally do, and then the next time it updates, it'll say like 37 people. It's like, what? Yeah. So it all matter. If you set the timer to update more frequently, it'll work. And I don't know what Joey's using for that. I don't know if that's a Sammy thing, or because I think he switched to Sammy back before he was using Liarn board. So I don't know what he's using. And he could be using a Stream Elements thing or a Streamlabs thing too. Channel events. I think this one's new. Once your stream goes online, you could run a bunch of actions like set up this, set up that, or send the message out on Twitch or YouTube or whatever. Whatever's available to you in the Actions tab, you can do. Then there's actions for your bot. Whenever someone cheers, whenever someone subs, or every time someone resubs, right? So if this is not their first time subbing. Gift sub, gift bomb, raid. Raid is where I do the thing. If you've seen someone raid me, it has the old Guilty Gear warning sign. It goes 3, 2, 1, and then yeah. There's even stuff for hype trains. I've been wanting to add something for that too. Not that I get that many hype trains, but it's fun to have something there. Community goal. If you see on my cam scene, or just under my stream, if you're on my about page right now, or is it the about page? I think my info page or whatever, there's a little counter saying there's like only 70 something more people and I reached my follower goal. You can actually do stuff in here instead of relying on Twitch's widget. What's this music? It sounds so familiar. This is Mario Maker or something? It's very Nintendo, whatever this is. Anyways. This is for charity stuff. Goal. I don't know what the goal one is for. There might be the same as. Oh, sorry. Goal is what I was talking about. Community goal is like with your alpha points or your channel points. Like, I had one before saying like, do you want to see more Persona 5 or do you want to see Demon Souls or something like that? And people voted for Demon Souls. It wasn't Persona 5 because Persona 5 would have won. It was probably like Horizon Zero Dawn or Demon Souls. That's what the community goals are. Guest star is a new Twitch thing where someone else is streaming, but they're also on your stream. I haven't really looked into that, and I don't know what this is. I guess this is if you change the category of what you're streaming. An action can also auto fire, so you could really customize everything that you do, and it's pretty awesome. And this app gets updated pretty often. So when Twitch introduces something new, within a few weeks or a month, like it's already in here, or they already know what's coming down the line and they'll have a beta version of it ready. Pretty cool. Commands. This is where are we here? Do you guys need a break? Am I just verbal diarrheaing all over you? I'll keep going, but you can let me know if you want me to slow down. Commands is where we do things like what's a command? Like the what command, right? What? Will that work?
What?
There it goes. A little delayed, but yeah, it goes. That's where you would add that here. Again, you could set it to individual users, or you can set it to a group like VIP, subscribers, moderators. You set your action, and you can set it where the message comes from, like where the command comes from. You could even set a cooldown action. So if I said what and then someone else said what, I could set it so my bot will say, hey, you're on cooldown, so your what's gonna have to wait. Something like that. For the kids, yeah, one of those. I don't even know if I have that command set up right now. I do have sick kids and donate set up right now. I do know that for sure. And this is where you would set your action, and then this is where you would set your commands. And you could set multiple commands here, like one on every line. You could say, like, let's say, donate and for the kids. Oops. For the kids. You can do it like that. Basic and regex. If you are a developer, you'll know what regex is. Regex stands for regular expressions. And that's like a string pattern matching, like pattern matching what you're typing, right? So if you could say if whatever they type begins with the letter P and ends with the letter S, then you know that's a command. You could do that. Bends into regex. Yeah, seduce. Yeah, like that's what the whole commands thing is. Yeah, regex can be scary, but once you just like learn the patterns, like it's amazing. It's like super powerful. I use it all the time in my day job since I am a developer. Regexing Kai Mega posts, I dare you. That's hilarious. That's so funny. All right. Here are action cues. Actions that are about to run will line up here. The action history, and once an action is done, it'll list here. Cues. This is important. You can set different cues. So default will always be here, but I can set it so only actions related to walk-ins, like you know when people say hello or whatever for the first message, I can say the walk-in crew queue. Boom. And blocking means like the whole action has to be finished before the next action starts, right? So sometimes you'll need to hit blocking. And then I'll add one where it's like, this is just for, let's say for the predictions. And then anything that's related to predictions can have its own queue, and I don't have to wait for walk-ins to come in and out. The predictions can still update on their own. So it's just like, you know, things happening in parallel. Cat feeding time. Enjoy. Say hello to the ladies for me. So this will make more sense when we go to actions. Before we go to actions, we'll just quickly go to the viewers tab. It'll show a bunch of people that are here. I don't know how long this takes to update. Maybe I have to enable it. I don't know, because I don't know. Sometimes when I'm offline, there's a whole bunch of people here, and sometimes when I'm online, there's no one here. And then there's this thing over here. So I'm not connected to OBS, eh? Let's see. OBS. Auto connect. Reconnect. There you go. Now I'm connected. Right? I am? Still says I'm not connected. We'll see how it goes when we do an action, if anything. Oh, it says disconnected. Force. I might have to look at the WebSocket options. This says, oh, yeah. Go here, tools. I'm going to show the connection info. You guys don't know my IP, so it's fine. That's just my internal IP. So usually you don't want to share something like that, but that's my internal IP. Don't worry about it. Forget about it. Oops. Pasted the wrong thing. What was it again? Tools. Oh, it was showing already. Go connect info. 227. Copy. There we go. And my password is showing there. Amazing. That was a generated password. Don't worry about it. And you can even have actions on connect or disconnect, which is amazing. And this is Streamer.bot connecting to your OBS. Now will it force connect? Oh, this is the button, connect. You're gonna connect? No? That might give us problems later if we're trying to do something. But Let me generate a new password. Oh, duh. You gotta enable the WebSocket server. That's the main thing you gotta do there. And then I have to allow some access here. You might get a pop-up in your Windows saying allow access, depending on your security profile. Connect. Did I change the password? Four, 5, 6. 227. Oh, I think that's a different password. Copy. Yeah, that looks like a different password. There we go. There we go. So we're connected. So this is a nice indicator here at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a green dot. If it's not green, that means some of your connections aren't connected. On my version of Streamer.bot, I have 6 things because I have Streamer.bot website. I have my Twitch account, my Twitch bot account, OBS, voice mod, and Pulsoid. Pulsoid's the heart rate monitor one, right? Secret word of the day. And I know, right? I was just telling my wife about the word of the day. She was asking about Pee-wee's Playhouse, and like all these memories started flooding back to me, like the big foil ball and Cowboy Curtis, Lawrence Fishburne, and all that stuff. Cherry and Flory, all the weird characters he had. Rest in peace, Paul Rubens, man. Yeah, that's a sad one. All the comedians are tweeting and shouting out, saying like how nice that guy was and everything. Namava, if I didn't do your hydrate, I just did it now. I'm gonna do it again. I feel like I've been talking. Guess what? Because that's what I've been doing. So if you notice here, over here, once I connected, it says the status. I'm not streaming, not recording. In this instance of OBS, the one with the blue, this one over here. But it also shows my sources, color source cam. So it kind of tells you like, oh, I'm on the right one. Because like you could have multiple versions. I actually have in my version of Streamer.bot, I have my old version 4 OBS and my version 5, both listed there. Are you ready for actions? No, maybe until he's legal, when he's 18. Yeah, I don't want to go to jail. Okay, so here we are. We are at actions, and this is the big one here. Let's go. Let's add an action, and we'll give it a name. We don't know what we're doing yet, right? So let's say example. And then I could set it to a group. I can make up a group. Let's just say testing. And then back when we made those action cues, we can say like, oh, what kind of cue is it going to be in? We can go make a new one. I wish they made a thing where I could just make a new action cue from here. Because I'll be in here, then I'll have to exit out and then make a cue, come back, edit it. So let's say this is something we always want done, right? So I'll just do that. We'll leave it as default. And then we could even have it excluded from the lists in this tab here. If we had it as exclude, it wouldn't show up in your action history. I would say don't do that until you're done making your action, because when the action shows up here, it actually gives you information about the variables and other information that you might need to fine tune the action that you made. Here we go. So now every action is just a recipe of sub actions. Right? And we have a ton of sub actions. I won't go through all of them, but I'll just show you the categories right now. So if you right click in here, I wish there were buttons here. Right clicking is not as accessible as I would like, especially for my hand. I wish there were more keyboard commands in Streamer.bot, but I do understand it's a community driven thing and it's hard to do. So here, right click and you have all this stuff. Again, do not get overwhelmed because you don't have to use everything. Just use what you need. I don't think there's a we have to worry about that. What is going on back here? Oh, yeah, she's just doing some work. Freelance work. Rich says make sure Carm doesn't open some porn in the back. Yeah, she said she probably won't. So let's go straight to the OBS one. But let's look. There's actions, which is it doesn't mean more actions. It just means these are action related sub actions. These are some commands. These are core things to do in Streamer.bot. There's a lot of stuff there. These are Discord related actions, IFTTT, other integrations like voice mod. So I can actually go in here and say, oh, what's my current voice I'm using, right? And then I could use that information. I could even display it on the screen saying, oh, Alpha is using current voice. Or if someone, changes my voice with their bits or whatever, I could actually say it, have it written on the screen, or maybe my filter can change based on what voice is being used. Like if it's a really bassy voice, the screen gets darker, or I make the webcam go wider or something, see what else. Then there's MIDI stuff. If the note is on, which note, let's go here, right? All this information from your MIDI controller, you can have it there, and then it'll be like a conditional statement. Like if this is true, then do this. So OBS, this is where where most of the good stuff is done. Again, I don't know what Polypop is. Speaker.bot is the thing that I get to tell me that an ad's about to run. This is anything to do with your Stream Deck. This is if you're not using OBS, but you're using Streamlabs. These are actual Twitch commands and then YouTube commands. Pretty cool. And then you can actually add a bunch to your favorite, so you don't have to go through all these and look for the same thing that you want to use over and over again. Deduction to live by. Don't use everything and just what you need. See, this is how we would use the quotes actions. Let's look at OBS. There's a lot of stuff in OBS. Well, let's do one thing from Twitch, just to start. So Twitch, these are channel related things, charity related things, chat related things, follower related things. Guest star I haven't used, as I said. Mod related things, raid related things, rewards. Oh yeah, so this one. Let's say I have a command like ! new reward, right? Then I could set that to have an action. Like the command goes to this action, and it could say, where is it? Update a reward to say something else, or set the cost of a reward to something else, right? Let's say if someone keeps using a reward, I can make it so every time someone uses it, the cost of the reward goes up, right? There's a lot of things you can do here. These are sub-related stuff. Add channel tags, that's cool. I could use this later when I want to do some quick customization thing that I've been thinking of. Because I don't like going in the menus and finding one thing, changing it every stream, and then going to another menu, changing it. I was doing that with Stream Elements a lot. You do that with Twitch a lot. I want to just have one file that has my settings in it, and then I could just update that file and then say go, and then I'm gonna have an action just set all my settings the way they need to be set. This sounds really good. Then here are some user user settings. So let's do something quick. Let's see. Send a message to channel. So on this version of Streamer.bot, I don't have the bot account, so we'll set it to broadcaster, so it'll come out as Alpha Tryon and be like, hey, this example works. Right? There you go. But now how do we trigger this, right? We go, let's say we want to do it from commands. Let's add a command and we'll call it example or just EX, and we'll make it so only I can do it. And then I'll add my name there, and there's no one else in here. And then I set the action to example action, hit select, okay. And then is my chat thing here? EX. Voila. That's your first action, right? Pretty cool. I think after the next ad, we'll take a break. I have to take some meds for my throat because I'm feeling my throat again from this morning. Okay. Does anyone have any questions so far? I talked a lot. I talked for, it feels like an hour and a half. If no one has questions, or if people are thinking of questions, I will just quietly do something in here and then explain it later. That's fine, Memo. That's totally fine. The VOD will be here. You can, if you are interested in this stuff, the VOD will be here, and I'll be posting it on YouTube, and you can follow it, or you're part of the stream fam. You can just always message me on Discord or Twitters or whatever. However you want to message me, and I'll help you out if you're interested. I'll also send YouTube people and websites to check who have helped me, and they're pretty awesome. You should go support them as well. In about 3 minutes, there'll be an ad, so we'll play some words on stream, and while that's going, I'll do something. What you cooking, Rich? Ooh, I know what I'll do after the break. I'll add some plugins that I use to do some cool stuff, but they are not installed in this version. Grocery store lasagna, nice. Hmm. Yeah, there's gonna be an ad starting soon. Let's play some. No. Nope. Hatter. Everyone's doing their own thing. That's all I got. Can we make it to level 6? Oh. Yeah, there's only one E. Oh, I just got over there. Nice. Nice. Was it restart? I forgot. Oh, yeah, it's restart. Ooh. Nope. Why can't I think of any words? Oh, what music is this? Oops. Oh, this is also MIDI is excellent. I have this game. Size aren't words. Come on. I don't remember this music in that game. Ooh, good word. Wishes, hey, Cubby. Welcome in, welcome in. We're actually doing a bit of a coding stream, more of a scripting stream today. Let's see what we got. All right, we're coming back. You know what? I need to take a break so I can take some meds, but I will be back, and we'll start manipulating some stuff in OBS right now with Streamer.bot. Let's give a shout out to Cubby while we're at it. Curse of the Sea Rats. Please tell us what that game is about, and I will BRB. It was next. Nice try though. So we were talking about coding and scripting. This baby bubble Mario guy. Like I just did that in code in Streamer.bot. One of the actions, one of the sub actions was write your own code, right? So I was using C# as we talked about before. And basically, do you guys remember DVD players? The screensaver for DVD players? It's the same logic. That's all I did. And I could show you that later. Ooh, some Halo music. Before we get back to the streaming, let's turn off this baby. There we go. Did the baby hit the corner at all? Did it ever hit the corner perfectly? Because like something's supposed to happen when that happens too. Oh yeah, let's get some Yuzo Koshiro open here. All right, let's do some quick show and tell. Friend of the stream, friend of the family, and just awesome person in general. Coda Girl Tron sent us some swag. I got a Buddy mug. Buddy's her adorable dog, and that's one of the emotes on her stream. And you are a follower. You are part of the Shark Cult. Got a little something on there. Got some cool swag. Thank you, Chanel. If you're not following Chanel, please go follow Coda Girl Tron. Carmen and I were just at her wedding recently. Had a great time. Very chill. We got to see some old friends. It was fantastic. It was the first time we left Finn alone with the in-laws. That was the first time we left him alone with anybody. So we were like worried but not worried at the same time. It was a good time. It was a good time. And I don't remember if I showed off what I got when Ben and I went to the Berry Game Exchange this spring. Not the fall one that we went to with Keenad, but this spring we went to the Game Exchange again. Let me quickly show off some of that stuff. Yeah, we'll be here, Cubby. I got Nemesis for the Game Boy. I used to play the heck out of this game. My neighbor had it, and I borrowed it from him, and I beat the crap out of this game. It was fantastic. Cool music and very fun. And then I also picked up Resident Evil. Oh. A lot better on this webcam, this new webcam. I'm very bright on this webcam right now. Oh, there we go. Also, something I've been meaning to pick up for a very long time. Speaking of the Yuzo Koshiro music that was just played, I picked up Super Adventure Island on the Super Nintendo. If it wants to focus. No, not focusing. My first time using this new webcam, so I got to figure out the focus settings. So I'm a big Wonder Boy fan. Wonder Boy is what got me into Sega. Like I played Wonder Boy in the arcade, and I already had played Outrun at my friend's house on the Sega Master System, and I'm like, I'm getting a Sega. But then I saw Adventure Island. I'm like, what the F? I didn't realize, you know, Westone licensed it out to Hudson Soft. I was like, what is this? So I was very anti-Adventure Island, but after many years, I found out Yuzo Koshiro did the music on Super Adventure Island. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Also picked up a Dreamcast game called Sakura Wars 3 or Sakura Taisen. The translation for Sakura Wars 2 is almost ready, if it's not ready already. And the original Sakura Wars was the first game I ever streamed on Twitch when I started streaming regularly during the pandemic 2 years ago. Speaking of which, I should do a subathon because my 2-year anniversary was last month of being affiliated. You can see all my Sakura Wars VODs on YouTube. Also, I picked up, also on the Dreamcast, Dynamite Deca 2. Basically, this was like Die Hard Arcade. The original was like Die Hard Arcade. This was the sequel, which I don't think we got, right, in North America. Rich, you played the heck out of Super Adventure Island? It's good stuff, man. Then I picked up Shadow Hearts Covenant. Where's Selkie? She'll cheer for this one. When Finn was born, I watched Zelda Momoe, a friend of the stream. She's also part of my Retro Variety Dream Team. She was playing Kudelka, which is the prequel to Shadow Hearts, and she just finished playing the original Shadow Hearts on her stream, and I'm watching those VODs right now. Very fun. Different kind of RPG, but pretty fun. And she just got to a part where there was like a Kudelka connection. So this is the third game in that series. Well, second in the Shadow Hearts series, but the third Kudelka game. And finally, I finally got this WarioWare Smooth Moves. I had this game a long time ago with my original Wii, but my ex-girlfriend at the time, the Wii was a gift for her, so she got all the Wii games and whatever. And this was the one thing I was like, oh man, I really wish I took this with me. Ben, I'm showing off the stuff that we picked up at the Barry Game Exchange many moons ago. It feels like. So yeah. That was a fun day, another fun day at the Barry Game Exchange, and there's a lot more stuff to show off. My I don't know if you remember, but last summer, my one of my groomsmen, one of my oldest friends, came over from Japan, and he brought over the Egret and the Neo Geo Mini, and then the PC Engine Mini, and the Famicom Mini, and the Super Famicom Mini. He brought all those over last year. This year, he brought over something crazy as well, and I'll show that off next stream. It's downstairs right now, but I'll bring it up for next time. It was a big surprise. I was not expecting something like this. No regrets, exactly. No regrets. WarioWare for the win. Yeah. I had a lot of fun watching both Greg and Ben play WarioWare on the GBA. That was some good stuff. If that was spring, then it was indeed many moons ago. Yeah, exactly. I don't even remember what month. Like, time is so elastic for me right now. It's wild. there's so much stuff on the floor here that I still need to show off. So I'll save that for other streams. Let's switch back. All right, we're back here. The music back. Is the music too loud for anybody? I should have asked this at the beginning of the stream. So I'm going to install some plugins. Oh yeah, good call. This arm especially, I need to stretch. Why not? Something like this. Too rich. Reminder for anyone that has just joined us, I am raising funds for Sick Kids, the hospital for sick children. And I have some incentives below. I haven't updated the actual Extra Life page in a while. So I'll be doing that hopefully this week sometime, so it's ready for next stream. And this stream goes out to Lawrence, my brother-in-law, for requesting a coding stream. And so far I haven't showed you any code. But guess what? I showed you some scripting. And scripting is coding. You're just not typing out actual code. The Streamer.bot is actually coding for you. Right? Not really, not like if you really want to get down to the nitty-gritty. It's running a set of WebSocket actions and API commands, but it's code. It's code. It all counts. Scripting is cheating? No. Then what? My whole job with JavaScript is just all cheating. I'll be like a senior cheater at my senior cheating engineer at my job. That would be my new title. So let's quickly take a look. You too, yeah. Let's take a look at what we have here. There's sources, set source visibility here, filter state. So this one, I'm setting the source filter state. So remember, my source, we have a webcam and we have a color source, and we're in the scene main. So I'm gonna grab the source of the cam, and the filter. I made a filter called 50% opacity. It's over here, right here. It just has 50% opacity. I could turn it off here. It sounds like that not Castlevania game. Oh, it's not. School of Sorcery. Interesting. Oh, the volume just went down. There we go. I thought this was the Bloodstained. Anyways, sorry, I should have taken my ADHD meds today. So we can set the state to visible, or we can just set it to toggle, right? So I can test it. It goes opaque and not opaque, or translucent, if you will. And we still have this. I could delete this one that we had here. Not delete all. Don't click this one. And when this thing is red, that just means it's disabled. So if you right click, you can enable it here. But I'm using the same action. It's still an example action, and we're just doing toggle state. So if I do, oops. My mouse fingers are not cooperating with me. What was the command? EX? So you see that? So I sent the command EX. It was attached to the action, example action, and the sub action was toggle the filter of the webcam, right? If I do it again, it should toggle back. There you go, right? Simple. It's so simple. But you know, sometimes you don't want the transition to just be like one frame, you know, like a Family Guy animation or something like that when something funny happens. You want to gradually change the opacity and stuff like that. So luckily for us, there are these awesome people that have made plugins for OBS that we can use. When you install an OBS plugin, you have to make sure OBS is not running, and then just add the plugin to the appropriate folder. Or some plugins come with installers. And you can find a lot of plugins on the OBS website. and for each plugin page, there's like a forum. So you could leave your feedback. You could say, oh hey, I like this, or hey, I like this, but it's missing this, or this, there's a bug here. And usually you'll get some feedback either from the creator of the plugin or someone who had the same situation, and then they'll tell you how they worked around it or whatever. Or they'll tell you this plugin is crap, use this other plugin, or you know how the internet is. So let me exit. Okay, let me just exit right from here. Boom. So when I exit, you notice it says partially connected here. Because it's not connected to OBS anymore. So I'm gonna go look at my current OBS folder. Here's OBS Toots. This is the one I made for stream. Go to OBS Studio. This is where the plugins would go. Oh, at the beginning of the stream, I talked about Portable Mode, where you don't really install OBS, you just unzip it, and then you could move it to a USB stick and put it into any computer you want. To do that, once you unzip your OBS Studio, you got to add make a new file in the folder and just call it OBS _portable _mode.txt. That's all you have to do, and you're golden. So that's why that's there. I have OBS plugins. 64-bit. These are all the plugins that come with OBS. I'm just going to drag my current ones in the OBS I'm using to stream this to you right now. I will drag those over. I just need to open the folder. Open file location. Over here. Plugins. I don't know if I use 32-bit, but we'll drag that over too. Let's do that. In Windows, if you drag while holding Control, it will copy. Unless you're dragging to another drive, it'll copy. Otherwise, it move is default. So if you hold Control, it forces copy. There are a lot of plugins, but like all the files aren't a single plugin, right? Some plugins have multiple files. Like these 4 files are one plugin, right? And these ones were the ones that are built in to OBS. It's just how they extended, because it's a community software. It's like freeware, right? Not freeware, but license free. What's the word I'm looking for? You know what I'm saying. I'm gonna just drag everything over, and I won't overwrite anything. I'll just copy whatever. I'll say skip these files. Let me just double check locale. Yeah, locale shouldn't be a thing. Okay, so now I should be good. Close this back here, and open OBS. Open source, yeah. How did I forget open source? I'm telling you, man, my brain is broken. So I should get an error. Whoa. Yep, that's here. Oh my god. Is the window. There we go. Okay, so this one plugin, I get this error every time I open my OBS because the Stream Deck plugin that I installed wasn't the right one. And I installed like 3 of them, so I don't know which one to remove, and I just haven't cared. So every time I open OBS, this happens. This won't happen for you. All you have to do is install the right one. I just installed a whole bunch at once, so don't worry about that. Okay, it doesn't hurt anything. It just won't register it. And this is a new thing. The scene tree view. This was a plugin. I forgot where I got this one, but it is helpful in some situations. I just close it. Okay, so we were talking about scene transitions or filters that do transitions. So we'll go back to cam here. You could hit filter, or you could right click and go to filter. Where is it? Yeah, you get more options here with filters, but you can, yeah, filters is down here. There you go. So let's go and look at the new filters we have here. Look, there's so much more stuff here now, right? So I'm going to go to move value filter. All right. So this will be opacity. I can make this, I can just rename this to opacity. Opacity. Set this to 100 or 1, I guess, 100%. Opacity shift, and then I'll make another one. Actually, let's just play with it. So you go into filter, and then every filter that's in this list will be listed there. So I'm going to choose opacity, and then I'm going to move the single setting. The single setting in here, I just want to move opacity, right? So that's why it says single setting. This is labeled incorrectly, like the move value .type. I think that's a bug. There have been updates to these plugins, but I haven't used them yet. I haven't updated them yet because it's been a while. And then for setting, I'm going to choose opacity because that's the one I want to change. And then for the value, I can get the current value, but it's already at 1. But I want to set it to 50%, right? And then you could even say, like, once the action says go do it, there's a delay for when it starts. There's a duration for the animation itself. And then after it's done, how long do you want to wait before it actually says, hey, I'm done, right? And you can even change other things like the easing and stuff like that. Oh, the next song is going to be a Parasite Eve song. Okay, so let's leave it like this. And for the start trigger, we'll say enable, which means when this eyeball is on, when it's activated, that's when the filter starts, and that's it. So now that this is done, let's just make one that makes it go back to 100%. So you can just duplicate, say, shift it back, call it whatever you want. And then you could say get value, takes it back to 1. And all the settings are here because I duplicated it, right? So everything is already set. I just have to change that and the name. So now let's do this. So I'm going to do cam, and the filter now is opacity shift. I'm going to set it to visible. Right? And then I'm also going to duplicate this action. Edit. Undo. Everything's the same because it's going to use the same cue, since they won't be done at the same time, right? And then I can change this. Shift back. Shift. Go. And then let's just say, let's add an undo command here. You can't duplicate commands. I'll just add a new one. EX2. That's a shitty command name, but you know, this is just an example. I'll set it so only I can do it. And then the action is undo. Select. Let's see if this works. I might have to change one thing, but let's just see. EX. You see that? There was a little bit of an animation. I'm gonna do EX2. Aha, that didn't work. So let's see. What went wrong? Filters. What's going on here? Single, opacity 1. Custom, when it's enabled. Let's test it out here. Oh. Oh, why isn't it going, right? Oh. Change this. Maybe this get value thing is broken. So then I would leave that information on the forum. Change this to 0. Let's change this back to 1. Let's double check this. We're doing opacity. Where is the opacity? Opacity is still at 50. Single type. Yeah. Opacity, get value. Looks like it should be okay. Oh, there you go. It worked now. Something must have been up. Something must have been up. But here, I can click this here. Shift down. Shift back. We can even make the duration a little longer just so it's a little bit more obvious for anyone that has a slower stream. We can set it to 2 seconds. 2000 milliseconds is 2 seconds. Anyone that doesn't know. You know, metric system. All right. So there we go. Shift. And then shift. Cool. Now let's try it with the commands. Then 2. And we're back. There you go. So plugins are another huge thing that will help your stream be more you, however you want to control your stream. You can. There's ways to do that. Yeah, there's totally ways to do that. Here, we'll do that as a code example. Now that we've done, a scripting example, we'll do it in code. So let's do here. Yeah, we can totally do that. Let's call this code example. Still in the testing group. They always run. You don't have to say always run, but just for these examples, I am. So I can actually go in here. Let's see what we can do here. We can sources. Set everything is set. Scenes. Raw. So the raw one is where you're sending actual raw WebSocket commands straight to OBS. And the cool thing is, if you go here, oh, I forgot to tell you like some amazing stuff. Just go to documentation, and it'll open up a site. Let's pull up the web. Which web browser was I using? This one. Here you go. It has everything here, and I will say it again. I've said that a whole bunch of times. Do not be overwhelmed. Just use what you need. You don't have to read everything. There's so much information here, and they have a Discord. You can just go on there and be like, "Hey, I don't understand this. What the heck does this mean?" Then they'll help you out, or they'll point you in the right direction. But they have this thing where is it? You can actually just send WebSocket commands straight to your OBS from the website here. Where is it? Let's go to OBS. Sub actions. OBS raw requests. There's a link to the site somewhere here. Here. Oh, nope, that's a GitHub file. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe it's in the raw section. Sub actions, raw. Maybe I'll just Google it. Oh, here, raw generator. Boom. So this is literally the API. What was the host again? Copy it again. Oh, if you see in the tool section here, like a lot of the plugin stuff shows up here as well. Like transition table, the source copy is a good one. Scene collection manager is a good one. 4, 5, 6. Failed WebSocket. Your connection may not be initiated. Web page loaded over AC. Why? I need to click something. Did I change the password again? 4456. It might be because I'm not logged into my Streamer.bot account. Couple of nerds, thank you.
Alpha
25 months.
Alpha 2 dab Alpha 2 dab Alpha 2 dab.
Alpha 2 dap, Alpha 2 dap, Alpha 2 dap. Thank you very much. Welcome in.
Welcome, stranger.
We're doing a coding stream. It's mostly a scripting stream on how to make OBS more fun, make streaming more fun, make your streams more catered to your audience, or make it more unique to you. Thank you. This is a new camera I just got. How are you doing, man? How's the new place coming along? Okay, so don't worry about this in terms of connecting to OBS, but you have the whole API here for WebSocket, and then so it'll generate what you need to put in here. So what were we doing? We were talking about filters. Filter. So we filtered the word filter, and then we got everything that has to do with filters. Get source filter. Yeah, here, let's go do this. Source filter. So this would help if we had it working. You know what? Let me go here with my my current OBS without showing you my user and password and all that. So yeah, this is connected. I'll bring this over here. There you go. So filter. Get source filter. And then we put in the value of the source name. So in my current OBS, I have a whole bunch of sources. Let's see what we can get here. Something useful that we can use. Alfa Owes. So this is generating the JSON. JSON just means JavaScript object notation. An object is just a record of data. So it's gonna use the WebSocket request called get source filter, and the parameters it's gonna send is saying for the source called Alfa Owes, get me the filter information of color correction, and then I'll send the request, and the response OBS will send back another JSON object with this information, right? And based on this information, we can do what Rich suggested, like, oh, if opacity is 0, then do this. Otherwise, do this, right? Big vibing, nice. It's like Mondo Gecko and TMNT Mutant Mayhem, nice, nice, nice. Brandon, have you watched it too? Did you watch the new Ninja Turtles movie? So let's use this information in our script here. Oops. So we'll be reading the docs to do this because I haven't done this in a while. So we're over here. We got a code example. We're gonna send raw OBS raw. And this is what we copied. We can format it so it looks cleaner. But we're using the other OBS, so let's get the actual source and filter name that we want. The source name was Cam. We don't need to show that user password the whole time. And the filter name was opacity. Can we get a shout out for Brandon? Let's see what he was playing. Are you still playing that Exoprimal game, Brandon? So now this is the request that we've thrown in. Let's see if it works. Test. There you go. Look at that. So this is a result that we got back from OBS. It said the filter is enabled. It says like where in the list the filter is. It's a 0 index, so 0 actually means the first thing on the list. So if there's 9 filters, then the last one will be filter 8 because the first one is 0. This is like the internal name of the filter, and then what the actual setting is. Not playing it as much, but we picked up Remnant 2. Oh yeah, I heard that's going to be pretty amazing. I didn't even know that was out already. Oh no, of course. Brendan, for anyone that doesn't know, he is also a person who is dealing with MS, just like me. But his community is fantastic in terms of getting that MS knowledge out there, and you know, and just having a nice community. Not everyone that goes there has MS, of course, but whenever someone with MS finds Brandon, they feel a lot better. I know I did. So please go check out a couple of nerds. Let's see. Options. Oh, okay. So you want to have this checked because these results they'll be set into a variable called OBS raw, and we can use that in the code. So I'm going to add a name here, and I'll just call it source filter if I can type. There's onions in here. That's funny. Okay. So I hit OK. So let's say, let's make another command. And we'll call it toggle. Toggle opacity. So, you know what? Let's make it more simple. TOEX, toggle opacity example. And then we'll do it so I can, it's only me, just for now. Yeah, for sure. Rich, I believe it's Brandon, not Brendan. Onions all day. All right. Where am I? Oh, so here's the action history. When you do the action, if you double click it, there's a whole bunch of information here that you can use when you're doing your code stuff. Right? Like it says what action ran, which user ran it, and then a bunch of other information. Yeah, so if we do the toggle one, did I set it already? Toggle, yeah, code example. And this is, we're just running OBS Raw, so nothing should really happen. But let's see what happens. Close. You're Brendan now. It's okay, man. I told you, like, people call me Brian. My name is nowhere near Brian, and that's what the people used to call me because they're, yeah. TOEX. So, see, nothing happened, but if we go back to the action queue, code example ran. See, that got added to the list, but let's see what info we get. We have, there was no raw input, but there was a command, and it came from Twitch. User type. What else? What can we use here? Is there anything we can use here? Oh, here. OBS raw dot underscore JSON. This is the information that we got back. So we're going to use that. We're totally going to use that. So we can go here. Where is it? Here, commands, no, actions, core. Here we go. Core, C#, execute C# code. Ooh, scary. It's gonna be so scary, guys. So yeah, I'm Brian now. So here we go. Can you read this? Is this too small? Can I make this bigger? Is that better? It's really big, but okay. This is the default code that shows up when you say new code, right? When we're working with JSON, though, we need, you can see it? Okay, good. We need another library. That's just because this is just how C# works. We just have to deal with it. Let me just look at my own example of stuff. What's a good example I could look at? All that Pokemon stuff, that's all WebSockets. Use it for wrap mode. This is why you should make a lesson plan before doing a lesson stream. I did it in code, but I don't think I used JSON for that. I think that's just code. I could just show you that and then come back to an example about the toggling. You can do it. Like, you can do it. I was just looking specifically for one line to add JSON to, like, JSON functions to here, because they're not built in by default, or they're not enabled by default. So you know what? Yeah, let's go to that BubbleBaby game. Here, let's open this up here. A lot of code, but don't worry. All right. So do you see this? It says using system.timers. By default, timers doesn't work in here, so you have to add that line. It's basically a library that says, okay, because you know, you don't want to load everything at once. You don't want your memory to be like full of all this stuff, and so system is just like the bare necessities. So when you add system.timers, it's like, oh, it's the bare necessities and some extra timer functionality, right? So this is how I did the baby bouncing around thing. Basically, I have some settings here. It's almost like if you've ever seen, okay, oh, there's an ad starting soon. How about I do that after the ad shows up? We'll do some of this. Oh, that's a good word. Because that's what was happening to me as I couldn't find the code I was looking for. Good one. Well, we beat the level. Mained, nice. We skipped 2 levels. This music makes it very suspenseful. We don't get the word. Stealing Rich's word. Oh, the word's not there. I was just going to type that, but I'm on lock. Is that a word? No. What's that 5 letter? Oh, idle, duh. And I was the one that wrote idle. No, I'm done. Mine would be good. I think there was just one M though. All right, we're back from the ad. Good job, couple of nerds in the lead for level 3 with Our Nation Rich total in the lead. All right. All right. So don't let this code scare you. Everything makes sense. Everything makes sense. It's logic, right? So it's logical. Basically, I have some settings here that mostly won't change, right? Next round will be tense. Yeah, that is true. So most of these settings won't change, right? Like the canvas size, like canvas X would be the width, and then there's the height. And then there's the sprite, like the bubble, right? The sprite X, I'm saying the width is 192 and the sprite Y is 192. So it's like a square, really. Even though it's a circle, it takes up the same amount of room as a square. Room speed is what I kind of got this from my GameMaker Studio days when I was making little hackathon games. Basically, I'm saying, let's pretend the game runs at 30 frames per second. That helps with the math in terms of, you know, how things move. And then I have a max speed. So I kind of have a limit at how fast that this bubble can move. So basically it could go -15 to +15, right? And negative just means it's going in the X direction negatively. So if you remember math, you had the Cartesian graph, right? You had X and Y and all that. So -X just means it's going left, right? And then the -Y would mean it's going up. So that's kind of different from the Cartesian graph. When you're talking about canvas, yeah, exactly. When you're talking about canvas, though, usually y = 0 means top of the canvas, right? So when you say -y, you're actually going up. When you're talking about the Cartesian graph, then -y would be down, right? And then underneath all this, you could this one just tells me this is just the name of the global variable. So these are local variables that I'm setting. Global meaning other parts of the program can read it. The local ones are just for inside here. Don't worry about that. I'll let you know when it comes to that. So here, this is settings I have for OBS. This number 1 just means it's my version 5 OBS. This is for me because I have multiple OBSs. And then the scene name is BubbleBaby Game. The source name is BubbleBaby Mario. So that little bubble is the source. The ID of the source, that's an internal thing for OBS, is number 3. I need that for when I'm sending the OBS raw. Then there's a sound source. I called it Bounce SND source, and it's called BubbleBaby Mario Wah. I just named it that. And then so I don't know if you guys saw this, but if the bubble hits the corners exactly, I have a little animation or GIF that plays. So I have that source name there. It's called Super Hot Fire. Oh. And then the ID and then the width of that movie, so it knows where to position it. Again, don't worry about this. This is stuff you would make after you've made the logic of your script. And then I set variables for things I knew that would be calculated later. Instead of rewriting or recalculating, I just have a placeholder for where to put calculations. Yeah, right. Did you end up seeing it? Like, did you ever see what happens? Anyways, I have this here because in programming we have this thing called dry, DRY. Don't repeat yourself. The whole point of coding is to write it once and then use it over and over again whenever you need it, right? So that's why that's there, and then you'll see why. Because also if you're redoing calculations, you're reusing or you're using more processor and memory and stuff like that. That's not efficient code, right? So if you're gonna refer to the same calculation over and over again, store it in memory, right? Instead of recalculating, let the processor do other things, right? So here we go. This is where the logic actually starts. Basically, first we check if the bubble is already running. And if it is, we exit. That's it. So this is enable global. It's referring to this thing I had all the way over here, basically, right? So the globally, I have this thing set that says baby bubble enabled is on if the baby is enabled. Simple. Please let me know if I'm going too fast for any non-coders out there. Especially, and if you're on YouTube, please let me know if anything is too confusing. And so basically, if it's not running, then I set the global variable saying, hey, it is enabled. Don't worry about this false over here, but the function it sets this name and it sets it to true. And if you're wondering how the hell do I know all this, I've already showed you. We are, where is it? In here. Oh, not this one. Where was the other? Here? No, here. Get rid of this. We're here in the documentation, right? What was the function we were looking for? It was the global variables. So we can go to sub actions. And we're talking about all this stuff. But we're talking about arguments as well. They're C#. When you go to C#, this will tell you, this is the sub action for C#. This will tell you about how to use it and whatever. Oh, look at that. Neovenom, hey, welcome in, sir. Thank you for your raid. What were you up to, sir? Are you still playing Batman? Oh, you were doing some art stream. Nice, man. So Neovenom was doing his creative stream, and we're doing our version of a creative stream, which is coding stuff. What were you rendering today? 3D modeling? Yeah. What are you working on there? Everyone check out Neovenom. He's also part of the Retro Variety Dream Team. He plays some retro and new games, and he does 3D rendering or 3D modeling, which is super cool. He's done some cool stuff on his stream. Protect the stream. So Neovenom and your community, thank you again for the stream. I am showing people how to, turn up their stream a little bit, a few notches. I have this like basic version of OBS that I'm showing. But I'm also showing people how to use Streamer.bot, which is what I use to, automate things. Like, you saw that raid thing, the 3, 2, 1, go. I'm doing that in Streamer.bot and OBS. Yeah. So I have this thing. Let me show you guys. Yeah, the raid script does that. Where am I looking here? My mouse is all over here. I'll go bubble. Do you guys remember the DVD screensaver where the DVD logo would bounce all around? That's just what this code is. I've just recreated that, but I have this bubble. There you go. So Mario bounces around the screen. I did this because I just had a kid about almost 5 months ago. So when I go on my Be Right Back screen, I'll have this guy bouncing around. If I end it, I have it set so it's a random speed. Like that's really slow, but we can try it again. See, the angle is different and the speed is different, and he'll cry every time he bounces. So I'm just showing off that code right now. Let's turn that off because that baby crying will get annoying. Yeah. So I just started about the logic. I was just showing the setup that I had here. And it's not like I start off doing the setup just because the code is written like this. This is just how I organize it after I figured everything out in my head or however I did it. There's different ways to code. You could just sit there and start coding. I never suggest that to anybody. Or you could just plan it out and say what happens first, what needs to happen, what's the goal, and then you could just plan around there. This stuff at the top, it's just to clean up the code afterwards. I always try to clean up my code after, because let's say I go away for 2 weeks and I come back and I need to change something. It's easy for me to find what I need to change because everything's right here. And it's almost in plain English, right? And even the green text, those are comments. So it's giving me information, but it's not code anywhere. It's just giving me information. Or whoever else is editing the script. Like let's say my wife needs to come in and change something, she'll know where to go, right? Yeah, it's the same type of deal. So all we did right now is if I run that bubble command, it checks if it's already running. If it is, it ends the script. If it isn't, it sets the global variable saying, hey, I'm running. So next time I hit that bubble code again, it knows not to run, right? Over here, CPH log info. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Like, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. CPH is just custom Streamer.bot commands. All right, CPH dot. Those are all Streamer.bot commands, but like things like set global var, we get that from the documentation. We get it here. All the information that we need, and there's even links to people that are teaching people how to. Like this guy over here, I forgot this guy's name. I guess his name is Nutty Vods. He's not a coder, but like I watched one of his streams. Like he knows what he's talking about, and he got it all from the documentation here. So let me go back here. We'll talk about available methods. Here we go. This is where you'll find all of those methods. So if I go to global variables, this is the information right here. So what did I use? I used set global var, right? So over here, set global var. So these are called functions or methods. They're calling them methods here. I think C# calls them methods. A method is an algorithm that you can call with the method name. So the method name here is set global var. So if I want to set a global var, I say cph dot set global var, and then there's a list of arguments that I should include within the brackets, right? So it's telling you here the arguments are it's a string, which means it's something in double quotes. Is the name, your desired name for the variable, and the value of that variable. And then over here, this is optional because they're already giving you a default argument here. It's saying persisted is going to be equal true by default. That's why I have this false here, because I don't want it persisted. That's it. That's it. Persisted means after the function is over, it's still there. Like I could still read that function. Or also in some cases, if I exit Streamer.bot and come back and turn it on again, is that variable still there and is it still true? That's what persistence is. So that's all that was. Here's the setup now. Based on the variables I set here and here, I'm setting up the rest of the stream. I'm getting half of the sprite width and height, because that'll tell me when to bounce off the edges of the screen. Everyone has different coding styles, makes code reviews interesting. So, oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Code reviews are very important, not just to make sure your underlings are coding properly, but you're also learning too. And especially if you're not reviewing your underling, you're reviewing your peers. That's why they call peer reviews. And then you might learn something, or you might learn what not to do. Or you might learn, oh, this guy did this. Maybe that's why this thing isn't working. Or you'd be like, oh, this guy did this. Maybe this is how he got this thing to work. And then you go look at that code and you're like, oh, wow. And then that's how you grow as a developer. So here, yeah. So I just get the half width and the half height. And I store that. And then I have the canvas. And then what am I doing here? I'm dividing the canvas in half and stuff like that. What is BX? B was. See, I should have written comments here. Canvas X minus sprite size. Oh, that's it. That's all it is. So the width of the canvas minus half of the sprite size. That's the border of where I want the origin of the sprite to go. So the origin, if this is the sprite, the origin is the center, right? So from the center to the end, that's half of the width. That's why I was calculating that. So if the origin is at canvas BX, that means it's too far, and I don't want the bubble to go past there. I want it to bounce back. So that's what I stored that variable for. Same thing with BY. BY would be the vertical. For bubble speed X, I'm using this RND here. You see this RND? If you remember back up at the top here, I have static random RND equals new random. So not all code looks like this, but a lot of code does look like this, like C#, Java, things like that, even C++, and things like that. They have these blue words here It's the what would you say? It's like the type. Static says. How would you explain this, Rich? Sprite, static would be, it doesn't really change. It stays the same, and it's like it's agnostic of the instance. I'm just using big words now, and I have to like describe the big words in smaller terms. It's like a constant, pretty much. That's like, yeah. There's only, yeah. There you go. Thank you, Double Tail Sprint, person who works at at a very big tech place. Yeah. Basically, there's only one. So let's say I have multiple bubbles going, right? Let's say for some reason I have it set so I have multiple bubbles bouncing around. The static means random will always be that for all of them, for each instance of the bubble. Thank you. Lee, I didn't take my ADHD meds, so I'm like all over the place right now. Let's see. So yeah, that's static. And over here, these blue words are just telling you what type of variable it is. So string says it's like a string of characters, numbers and letters. Int just means it's an integer, right? If you remember math, integer is 0, 1, 2, 3. If you have like decimal points, they call them floats or doubles. The reason why there would be multiple versions of it is just allocating the right amount of memory for these types of variables. So if you see any other blue words that you don't know, that you don't understand, let me know, and I'll let you know what they are. I'll try to let you know what they are. So here, random, it's the seed that the random uses to generate a random number. So when you do random.next, and again, this is in the documentation. That's the only reason I know how to do this, because I don't use C# on the day-to-day. The last time I actually used C# was 2003, and I used that in school, and I made a game for not a Palm Pilot, for Windows CE. I don't know if you remember the phone called the HTC Touch. I made a game for that, and I got a good grade on it. Had to take a break from ranked. Yeah, where are you now? Are you like Diamond 5? Are you Master? What's going on there? Platinum? Street Fighter update. I started playing ranked with Jury, and I am currently Bronze 4, but I only play like 5 sets a night, and I've only done like 3 nights of playing it. So I'm slowly working my way up. Yeah, haven't done C# C++ since college. Yeah, exactly. Nowadays everything is like JavaScript or Java. A lot of people are doing they were doing Go for a while, but I think Python's making a huge comeback. Basically, I'm taking the max bubble speed and figuring out a random number in between the negative max and the positive max. Remember, because the X, we're going backwards. If it's negative, and positive, we're going right. And then also based on that, I have a little function that figures out where the bubble will start from. See, if I do the bubble, it starts in a random location. No problem, NeoVenom. We'll be right here. There we go. See, it started in the corner there. If I end it, oops, and I'll do it again. It started from that corner over there, so it's different every time. Pearl, oh yeah, man, I haven't even thought about Pearl in a very, very long time. What music is this? Stone Age? Okay. Don't worry about these comments. Then this log info, basically it's logging something to a file that I can read later to debug something, or it's just information saying this is what happened, right? These were the settings after all those calculations, and then let's say there's an error after. I could do another log info saying this is where the error happened. It was running at this speed and moving in this direction and whatever. So I set a timer. What's the timer for? Oh, the timer is for the room speed. So this is how I calculate how fast it's going to go. And remember the room speed I set to 30 up here, 30 frames per second kind of. So basically every 30 frames it'll move at the speed that this thing calculated. I can go into more detail of this next time, but I'm just telling you the logic right now because it's already 10. So we could go deeper into this logic next time. So yeah, it basically, yeah, here we go. See, 33 is 1,000 milliseconds divided by the 30 frames per second room speed. So the speed is 33, but the velocity is dependent on the direction, right? So I have another function that I made called WS send new pause. That's using the WebSocket to send the updated position of the bubble. So every time this thing loops, it's telling OBS, okay, move the bubble here. Okay, move the bubble here. Move the bubble here. It's doing it that fast, right? And then this is a function to make the source visible. And all these words here are just arguments, and we set them up at the top. Don't forget, right? We set all these over here. The scene is BubbleBaby game. The source is BubbleBaby Mario. So when we're sending that WebSocket like we did for the filter, it's just taking all that information and sending it to OBS every single time, right? 33 times per second or whatever. And this will go until a timer.enable is false, right? So when it's true, it's running. Otherwise, it's done. So when I do that bubble end command, it sets that to false, and then it also that global variable that we set at the beginning that is also gone. So here's the move bubble code. Zone of the enders, nice. So this function will move the sprite, and then when it bounces off the side, it'll also make the sound. And then I have a note here to do, figure out the random 0, 0 glitch. I saw a glitch one time, which I haven't seen since, but the bubble was like moving sporadically, and I don't know what caused that. And I saw that when I came back from a BRB, and then I never saw it again. So I have a to do here, and then, you know, having a baby, you don't have that much time to do stuff. Void means it doesn't return anything. So a function will have a type as well, right? So remember how, oh, sorry, a method, they call it method here, right? So this method is called move bubble. It just does a task, right? In back in the day, I learned Pascal or Turbo Pascal. They had functions and methods. Basically, the rule was if the function doesn't return anything, it's void, and they call those methods, right? But if a function does return something, like let's say I say my function is called add, right? So I have add, and then in the brackets I'll have two arguments, which will be add x and add y. Whatever the values x and y are, the function will add them, and then return it. It'll say x plus y is 63 or whatever. So the code will say integer my sum equals, and then add x comma y, and it returns it to the my sum variable, right? Procedure, sorry, function and procedure. Yeah, it wasn't method. In Pascal it was procedure. Thank you. But yeah, in PLSQL it's also procedure, right? Yeah. So what am I doing here? Here I'm just checking if the timer is running and that global variable is there. If it's not, it'll peace out. It'll exit the function. This is set. If this is true, it will change the direction of the bubble. Same thing with bounce y. It'll say if it's If it's true and it's moving this way, like X, it'll move this way X. If it's moving this way Y and that's set to true, then it'll start moving this way Y. That's why I have that there. And then here I just made it simple, like going right or going down. This over here, this looks funky. This is just short form for quick conditional statements. Like if right now this is saying over here, sorry, and bool means Boolean. So the value is either true or false, 1 or 0, right? Yes, no. So right now I have the variable going right is, and then this is short form for if bubble speed X is greater than 0, then set going right to true. Otherwise, it's false. That's what that short form is, and that's called a ternary operator. I always forget that term, but that's what that's called, if you ever want to look it up. And then over here, I have some if statements. This is where this is all logic, right? And this looks confusing because I have 2 conditions in one if statement, right? Yeah, if then else. Do you call it decode? I've always referred to them as ternary conditions, ternary operator. That question mark with the colon. So basically, it's checking the sprite position X. If it's less than or equal to the sprite size, and if it's not going right. Hey, what's going on, Fantasy Geek? Long time no see. Welcome in. Did you just get the notification now? That happens sometimes. Twitch API. Speaking of APIs, we're doing a coding stream, our first coding stream. It's a lot of verbal diarrhea today, but we'll get into it deeper next time. I'm just trying to say the logic out, like because there's a lot of weird characters on the stream and then on the screen, and then like the variable names I chose might be scary to some people, especially if people are dyslexic. My goodness, they're probably having a horrible time. Oh, you didn't just see it? Oh, okay. So yeah, we have the sprite position X. If that is less than or equal to the sprite size, the width. Wait, what's X? Let's see. This is why we have these listed over here. Sprite size XH is sprite size XH. Oh, that's calculated during the setup. So let's see here. Oh yeah, H in this sense is just half. So half of the width, and exclamation mark means not. So if it's not going right, and then those 2 lines, I'm sorry, that's just like a coding thing as well. It means or. The double and means and then the double line means or. Or if the sprite position X, so this way, the sprite position, if it's greater than the border, like the farthest we want to go, and it is going right, then do the code that's in this little block. Oh, thanks for doing the shout out. What are we doing here? Wo Long. Oh, wow. How are you doing in that game? I saw someone try playing that game. It was really hard. I need some water. I've been talking a lot. Again, anyone that's just joining, this is literally just like the first day we're doing it, so we will get into the nitty-gritty later. But this is just how code works. Everything is like conditionals. If this is this, do this. If this isn't, maybe do something else. That's all it is. That's logic. So everything is like ones and zeros, ones and zeros, ones and zeros. True, false, true, false, true, false. That's why you've heard of binary code. This is how machines do things. It's like, is this? No? Okay, this. If this is this, okay, this is this. At the end of the day, that's all that is. So basically this one will, these 2 blocks here from line, here, I'll just highlight it so you can see. These 2 blocks here will just say, if it's too far X this way or this way, bounce it the other way. And then the next one is if it's too high this way or too low this way, bounce it the other way. That's all that code does. Binary and Cub Scouts, nice. Not that he uses it, but he learned. Yeah, as long as you know it, It's easy. It's either 0 or it's a 1. And then you learn logic. You learn and, you learn or, and then you learn not. And then from there, there's 3 other ones like Zor, Zand, and then there's a NAND as well. But that's all. If you're getting into like circuits, like logic gates and stuff like that, that really helps. Tinker and other coding things in his clever account. That's so cool. How old is your son again? Because I would love to get my son into that stuff. He's only 4 months old right now, but like at some point I would like 11. Oh, that's amazing. See, I would have loved to known all that stuff when I was 11. I was a dummy when I was 11. Here we go. So this is where I have the Easter egg code. Basically, if it's bouncing X and Y at the same time, that means it's hitting one of the 4 corners. Oh, Fantasy Geek. Let me show you what we're doing. Do you remember the DVD logo where it would just like bounce in the screensaver? So this is the code I'm showing. It's like this baby bubble. He's been using it since 5. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so I don't have to wait that long to teach him some logic. So this is basically it. So this code over here, the corner check code, basically it'll do something special when it hits the corner perfectly. Yeah. I don't think, will it hit it here? Let's see. Can we do it? Is it gonna go? No, I don't think so. No. All right. Let's see, will it go to the next one? No, I don't think so. No. Let's end it. That's just that code. And then at the end, so all these, it's setting these values to either true or false, right? So it's like setting up the end result, and then based on the end result, stuff is happening, right? So when you see something like plus equals, it's another short form, like the ternary stuff I showed you here. That's a short form for if then else, like Rich mentioned. Over here, this is just short form saying sprite position X equals sprite position X plus bubble speed X. So we're just incrementing where the bubble is on the X axis, and then same thing with the Y axis. And if we move them both at the same time, that's how you're getting the angles, right? And then after all that is done, we send the WebSocket all the information we need. We send the source ID, we send the sprite position X and the sprite position Y. We haven't looked at this function yet, but guess what? It's right over here. This is the function. WSN new position. So this is a function I made where it takes it doesn't return anything because it's void. It takes a source ID, and it takes the sprite position X and the sprite position Y. And I made this huge string because you're sending JSON, and the C# by default doesn't like JSON. The WebSocket is expecting a string, so it's taking the JSON, which was like the curly brace something colon something something colon something curly brace something colon and all that stuff. The raw, if you remember from maybe an hour ago that I showed, and it's just like compressing it into one long string here. Right? Don't worry about this because this was generated. This can be generated with that thing I showed you before, which was here. This stuff, right? We can do that all here, and then we just copy it into the code. Where am I going now? And then this OBS send raw. This is a command in Streamer.bot, which again we learned from the documentation. And I'm using set scene item transform. Let's take a look at that. Let's see, item transform. There you go. So I'm basically sending this to OBS, right? And it needs the scene name, it needs the scene ID, and it needs the item transform. The transform is just another JSON value, which we see here. The scene name, scene item ID, See that here? And then scene item transform. Scene item transform. We're sending position X is sprite position X. Position Y is sprite position Y. That's the only thing we're changing. And then this just tells me which version, which OBS instance I'm sending it to. Because again, I have multiple versions. And that's how your bubble moves from here to slightly more over here. That's it. That's all that was. I know it seems like a lot, but it really isn't. Practice makes perfect. The more time, the more hours you spend doing something, the more masterful you get at it. Just like Double Toast Burnt, playing the heck out of Chun-Li on ranked and kicking everyone's butt because he's amazing. It's not because he's just like some savant. No, he's put in the time and work to learn the ins and outs of Chun-Li's moves, her strengths, her weaknesses, and then he fights people online and learns even more, right? That's what I'm trying to do with my jury, but I don't have as much time, that's all. Because I have a baby. But that's fine. Because every time I do play as jury, I'm learning. I'm growing every time, so it's all win-wins, people. Just put in the time. What else do I have here? Oh, this is the function that gets the starting coordinates. So we already talked about this. It uses that random seed. It's the same function that we looked at before. And then the speed is less than 0. Yeah, so these are just conditionals again, just to make sure everything is running right. Again, we'll look into this deeper next time. What else is this? I made another function to make sure the speed isn't 0 at any point, so the bubble isn't just bouncing up and down or only left and right. So that's just a function that does a quick check. And the arguments are what the value is or what the preferred value would be. So basically, if the value is 0, what do you want it to be? And then my function just does it for you. And I have this all commented out here because this was the scene item transform. This is everything I could have sent the scene item transform. But all I really needed to send was this. So I just had this here. I even had a link to it to get to the documentation faster if I needed to. But all I needed was these two, and I was good to go. Oh yeah, Rich, I would love to see that. Need to jump back into ranked. I don't think I've done ranked since I got Zangief classified into gold. Nice, man. I want to get back into World Tour to start unlocking more costumes. I've done half of them already. I want to go back and start doing those. But my Xbox is downstairs right now because I have people over from out of town, and sometimes we just go downstairs and play Street Fighter. So I'm just leaving it down there, and then every night I'll try to play 5 sets of ranked to move up slowly but surely. All right. So I know I said a lot. I know I probably lost a lot of you. Fantasy Geek saying used to play with HTML in MySpace and my company's website. This copy helped built it, so I know how to read it somewhere. Yeah, there you go. See, all you have to do is give it a shot and take a look at it. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. I'll say that straight up. But it's for a lot of people, right? They're teaching code to everybody now in school, and it's great. And you just learn logic. Just learning the logic part is good. Getting mastery and bond for max for the master. Yeah, haven't done many though. Again, slowly but surely, right? I think I'm going to end it here. I'm getting very tired. And I'm sure I've put everyone to sleep. But yeah, what did we learn today? We learned how to. This is my other one. We learned how to look at documentation. We'll do this more next time. We'll look at documentation because I just scratched the surface here. Let's close this one. This is more documentation we could look at. So if you want to look at OBS specific sub actions, they have all the documentation here, right? Let's say you want to change the text, like how it says "We're back" first coding stream at the top corner. we can do that here. We can, and I'll tell you how to do that with the script tools. But you can also look for the raw version. Where was I? We're over here. We could also look over here, and we could actually look to see how to do it with the C# code. And sometimes it's easier to do this than using the Streamer.bot script. Also, let me go back to Streamer.bot here. Oh, here. Sometimes this is easier to do for certain things than this, because sometimes you'll have like a whole bunch of sub actions, and if you need to change a bunch of stuff, let's see what I have here. These are my actions. These are all my actions. Some of them are simple, but then some of them get crazy. Like this. This is brutal. This is my stop the haters script. It does a lot of stuff, but like I could have just made a loop in the code. You know how I said at the beginning we have this thing called dry, don't repeat yourself? I could have just made one little function, because you see all these are the same here. Set browser source, set browser source, set browser source, set browser source. We're doing this 10 times, right? I could have just done a loop where it does it once, and then it has a list of which scenes that need to do it, like what sources to do it for, and we'll just loop through it. Done, right? This action, I made this way back when I first got Streamer.bot. This was one of the first things I had to do because just in case there were some hate raids happening and whatever, I could quickly stop the haters and hide any bad words and stuff on the screen or whatever. This was before I looked into the C# part of it. What else? There's so much stuff. There's stuff for sending Twitch messages. I could do all of this in the C# code. For cheers. These are for other commands. This is another one for the AMA. So this one, it sets the text for the username. This one, it'll set the question. And it's just raw input. Whatever the person types in will be the question. So things like that are easy, but like, again, it would be a lot easier if I just did it in the code. For me, because I do things at a certain speed when I'm coding, and I think better. For this one, I got to right click in my hand, right? Like my hand sucks with the mouse. So right clicking and doing stuff, and heaven forbid, I accidentally scroll all the way down to delete all sub actions, which I have done. I think that's why I lost the heart rate script, and I have to redo that because I accidentally deleted that, and I didn't know, and then I exited the program, and I lost it all. It was all gone, and then I didn't have a backup saved. Always hit save. Always hit save. What else? What else do we have here? This was the code for the scratch thing. This is for muting my mic. When you're using the alpha points. But then let's take a look at the MIDI stuff. I have.
Whoa, hey, let's go, baby. You learn the hard way with always save. Oh yeah. Yeah, dude.
It's still. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Once you learn the hard way, you never forget, right? Yeah, it's brutal. I hope you didn't lose too many hours there. That voice mic got really loud. Was it really loud for everybody? It was loud in my headphones. That took me by surprise. But here we go. We have my stuff for the MIDI knobs. I showed you my MIDI controller. This one is for the FX knobs, which were the 8 knobs at the top. Let me switch over here. No, I don't have to. Can I? Let's knock anything down. I have this MIDI controller. These 8 knobs here. The code is right there in that script, and it's just conditions. It's if else, but it's a special kind of if else called a switch statement. which is just a fancy way to do the same thing. If else, right? That's oh, thank you for the follow. We got anonymous follows. Feel free to say hi if you want, if you're not worried about being anonymous. Here we go. This is a quick one. Basically, it gets my OBS instance. This is a thing that I do just because of my multiple OBS versions. I get the controller number, which means which knob, with the value of the knob, and then I do some calculation to it. And the sax was louder than the voice. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, switch case. Yeah, exactly. Same thing. Switch case. Almost every programming language has switch case. So basically, it's switching and it's looking for controller number. Again, I said it's which knob, right? So it's saying, oh, is it knob 0, which again is FX1? Then the input name will be Rainwave. With the music that you're listening to right now, it means I'm turning the knob for that music. I'm going to turn the knob right now, and I'll turn it down. So that code just ran to turn the knob down. So every time I turn the knob, it's running this code, right? So if it's the other knob, it's for the sound alerts. I could have changed that saxophone lower or higher. So now it jumps to 44 because I showed you at the beginning of the stream that my MIDI controller has a shift button, just like your keyboard has a shift button. So if I do shift and that it would be knob 1, the MIDI controller tells OBS that no, it's knob 44. That's just the way to identify that shift and that knob is being turned. So for me, when I do that, it opens up Rainwave so I could see what song is playing. That's all. That's all that does. And then for FX knob 2, for FX2, which is the other side, the other 4 on the side, it can change my microphone. It could change the input from the Elgato stream capture. And then there's one for the sound capture for my desktop. Right? Simple. So it's just if else. The switch case just makes it cleaner to look at, really. That's really it. It just makes it look cleaner, or it's easier to follow if someone else is looking at the code. They're like, oh, I get it. Right? And of course, if this is the first time you're looking at this, you might be scared, or you'd be like, oh, I kind of get it, or you'd be like, this is making my brain hurt. If you keep looking at it or look at other examples, you'll get it over. And at the end here, based on what the switch case is, it'll do what it needs to do. And it sets input volume or input name, because I'm setting input name for each case, into wherever the knob ends. That's what's going to change. That's all that was. And that 1 at the end, I'm pointing at my screen. This 1 at the end over here is just true, I think. If I use, let's look at what send raw means. Send raw. OBS send raw. Send raw. Oh, it's the connection. Yeah. And 1 is because I'm using WebSocket for my OBS connection, which is number 1, not number 0. When number 0 is OBS WebSocket version 4. We're all using WebSocket 5 now, and that's my OBS number 1, which is what I'm getting here. So really, this, instead of 1, that should have been just OBS. Yeah, I have OBS here. That should just be OBS. I don't know why I had the 1 there. Because if I ever want to, and I have it like that, because if I ever want to add another OBS or get rid of that version 4 and switch it to 0, my global variable of OBS instance, which is up here, I could just set that to 0. And I don't have to change my code everywhere. That's the whole reason I did that. So let's change that to 0 right now. I mean, to OBS. Because that's a bug right there, right? Because if I change OBS instance to 0, this line 28 here will never change. This will never happen. I could turn the knobs all I want and nothing will happen. Like this will happen. Input name will be set, but nothing will be done with it after, because nothing's being sent to OBS. I could save and compile and we're good. Anyways, I've set a lot. case when X equals Y, then Z end case. Exactly. That's exactly it. There's a reminder to plug in your mic thing to prevent the audio breaks. Shit, is that happening? No, but I should do that. I should definitely do that. Not even on the Yeti command. I should do that on as soon as Streamer.bot connects to OBS. Because, are we in here? Yeah. Settings. No, here. Stream apps. Here. See how this is my old OBS and then this is my new one, right? So I could do it where is it? Edit. As soon as it's connected, I could run an action that says, hey Alpha, don't forget to plug in the stupid dongle so your mic doesn't go stupid. Stupid, right? I could do that. I should add that to my list of things to do. So, after this long ass stream, this introduction to all the possibilities, not even all the possibilities, just introduction to, hey, there are possibilities with your stream. Think of questions, think of maybe stuff you didn't understand or want me to go in deeper, or if you have an idea and you don't know how to go about having that, get done in your stream, ask me and I'll help, right? And maybe we'll do that next time on the stream, because I'm doing how many coding streams? I have a lot, right? Let's after this animation happens. There we go. So I had 6. After today, I have 5 more. So we could do more of this. Also, a lot of people still wanted me to check out Benjamin Rivers's GameMaker Studio tutorial. I've been meaning to check that out since he released that. Yeah, the music's pretty good, eh? This is Hard Space Shipwrecker. I've been wanting to check out this game as well. There's going to be an ad in 1 minute, but in that time, let's play another game of Words on Stream. Back to main game. And then we'll go raid. Oops. Clear, scroll. See, commands are fun. Pogs. Nope. Nice. Gossipy. Oh, man. Oops. I was gonna write the one with the Y after. I literally have that in my text input right now. But I guess it doesn't work. Yeah. The ad's gonna start now. Oh my god. That was rough. That was a rough one. Brandon in the lead at the end of the day. Good job. How do we start? Just do start. Oh, restart. I already forgot the code. Restart. Got crushed. Oh, wow. Boom. Meme's not a word? Say what? Hahaha, Rich. Blanking, guys. What's that other 6-letter word? All right, we're done with the ads, so yeah, I didn't know what the other big one was. I think it was a 6-letter. All right, y'all. I haven't rated anyone in forever. Let's see who's out there. And thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you to my brother-in-law for with his donation saying, "Yo, do a coding stream." That was fun. I had fun. I hope y'all had fun. I hope some people learned something or figured something out or even got a creative idea somewhere. Or I hope maybe, you know, before you go to bed, you might think randomly of something. I'm hearing some Dead or Alive music, guys. Let's see what we got here. We got... Dun, dun, dun. Oh, Marvel Midnight Suns. What's G doing? G is doing... Slipstream? I don't know what that is. Switch game? I kind of want to check out Marvel Midnight Suns. Yeah, my camera can move. I can also zoom. Well, it's supposed to be able to zoom. I don't know. There we go. And then it follows me, like if I go. Yeah, I just got a new webcam. Pretty cool. I don't know how to zoom back and let it stay there though. Like, will it stop? Nope, it goes back, right? So. Yeah, I don't know how to make it stay where it is. So you're stuck with me. You're stuck. You can see my pores and all that stuff now. Let's go to good for gaming. Let's what is fantasy still here? What's the good for gaming's target charity this quarter? With a death stare. Is that a good one? Or did I just look silly? So we're about to see this announcement and all that stuff. That was all automated with Streamer.bot. So we're learn everything like that. If I move back, but like if I do this. Oh, okay. I have to do it with two hands. There we go. What if I only had one hand? Webcam. Where's the accessibility? Anyways, we're gonna be rating good for gaming. They are playing Marvel Midnight Suns. Who's playing? Cubby's playing. He was here earlier. So let's go say hi, and let's have some fun with this game. I've been meaning. Oh, I hear some Metroid music. To cancel the raid and just listen to this song. I have the remake of Metroid Prime right here. It was the last thing that was in my Switch before Finn was born, and then that Zelda game came out. Now Carmen has that in the Switch. Yeah. Again, before the raid starts, thank you. I hope to see all of you soon. I will be back next Tuesday, and we'll be doing some more coding, I guess. But we'll take a look at the GameMaker Studio stuff. And then the week after, maybe we'll come back to this stuff. We'll see what questions people have. Bye.